There's a steal by LeBron. Here comes a show. James with the throwdown.
What comprises the Antelope Valley? It's where Paul George is from, Palmdale. There's Bronny James for three.
Now down to 10 seconds left. James for the tie. Got them all! Absolutely cold-blooded!
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection.
It seems like he can't escape it. No matter what he does at this point, every time Bronny James has a highlight play or does something like take a picture with his head at the rim, he's probably going to be compared to LeBron James. But you probably already know that. What you might not know is that a few weeks ago, Bronny began playing his junior year of high school, and I'm gonna be honest here. This is a huge season for him, because as of right now, we have heard both sides of the argument. Some say Bronny is completely overrated and that he will never play in the NBA with his dad, while others, well, they say the complete opposite. And the thing is, I feel like we need to talk about something that no one else is really saying about Bronny to really get the full picture here. So that's what we're gonna do. What's up guys, Mike here, and today we are talking about Bronny James and his NBA future, because I've gotta say, since his junior season has started, a lot of things have changed. And like I mentioned before, I do really wanna talk about something specifically with Bronny. I feel like no one's really mentioning it, but I do think it's incredibly important. So as always guys, just make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. PS5/Xbox Series X giveaway will be announced this Thursday. With that said, moving forward, before we get into what nobody is talking about, first, I think we have to have a real conversation about Bronny's junior season so far and what it means for his future going forward. That means we're gonna take the kid gloves off and get real. We're gonna look at Bronny as a prospect just based on how he's played recently, no matter who his dad is. And yes, Bronny did tear his meniscus in February of 2021, but he's since come back. He's played AAU ball over the summer, and by all accounts, he is healthy. I mean, he is throwing down windmills with his head near the rim, so I would say he's doing just fine. With that in mind, I did go back and look at every single game that Bronny has played so far this season, and here have been the results. Please remember, high school stats are tough to track down at times, so we did the best we could. Anyway, in game one, we had a complete blowout with Sierra Canyon, Bronny's team, winning by the score of 72-19. Now in this game, Bronny had 10 points, but what really stood out to me was his hustle, his ability on the defensive end, and his basketball IQ. We're gonna get more into that as we wrap up these 5 games that he's played, but I do want to point out that already Bronny is a pest on defense, and that is awesome to see. But before we continue guys, I'm very excited to say that someone I've worked with a long time, SeatGeek, is back and sponsoring this video. And honestly, they couldn't be coming back at a better time because live events are back and SeatGeek has all the deals you could possibly want. Whether it's basketball, baseball, football, concerts, festivals, you name it, SeatGeek puts tickets from all over the web and puts them all in one place for you to get the best deal possible. Buying with SeatGeek is very simple, and personally, my favorite thing is on SeatGeek, they rate every single ticket from 0 to 10, so you know that you are getting the best deal imaginable. And when you're on the app looking at tickets, SeatGeek also gives you a preview of the seat you're about to buy. And also guys, this is really a no-brainer because SeatGeek is hooking you guys up. If you go and download SeatGeek and use the promo code 2KMike, you are going to get $20 off your first order. That is $20 off your first purchase using the promo code 2KMike, an awesome deal. I know you guys are excited to go watch live sports again, so make sure you go click the link in the description. Make sure you go download SeatGeek, use my promo code, get $20 off, and with that said, let's continue with the video. I say that because Bronny doesn't have the ego that some might at his level where they see defense as beneath him. In fact, Bronny appears to have the complete opposite mentality. So moving forward, we do find in Sierra Canyon's second game, Bronny had just 6 points according to the highlights of this game, and then for game 3, we find that Bronny scored 5 points in a close win. Game 4, he also had 5 points and 4 assists, and then game 5, we had more of the same, except this time in a close loss. Bronny ended with 8 points and 3 assists. That means currently as it stands, Bronny is averaging only around 7 points per game, but I will say that those numbers definitely do not tell the whole story. Because like I mentioned, it is hard to get accurate high school stats. It's hard to see things such as steals, blocks, even assists are hard to come by. However, with that in mind, looking at this game tape and taking into account that Amari Bailey, the number 4 senior in the nation, according to ESPN.com, is not playing right now? Well, personally, I think that two truths emerge. And the first truth, and this is a strong one, is that unless he grows something like 5 inches, it simply does not look like Bronny is a future NBA superstar, and it certainly does not look like Bronny is going to approach LeBron's level of play. During his junior season in high school, LeBron averaged 29 points, 8.3 rebounds, 5.7 assists, and 3.3 steals per game, and also became the first junior ever to win the Gatorade National Player of the Year award. LeBron was, by any definition, not only talented, but generationally talented. The same cannot be said for Bronny, but that's okay. Bronny isn't averaging even 10 points a game this season, let alone close to 30, but to Bronny, that is not the goal. And it's at this point in the video where we do need to talk about what nobody's talking about, and it's this. Bronny James has been put in a near impossible situation and is absolutely thriving in a very difficult environment. Sure, as of right now, he is not a top recruit. He is not on his way to becoming an NBA star, but that's fine because the way Bronny and his dad have approached Bronny's career so far, to me, it looks like they are setting him up to become a very high-level role player. Yes, that means that in my opinion right now, Bronny's on track to be a starter level to bench level player in the NBA, just based on what we've seen. And what we've seen is Bronny choose a winning program in Sierra Canyon when choosing a high school. He very easily could have gone to another private school where he was the absolute star. However, Sierra Canyon is currently ranked number 1 in the nation. They have tons of top recruits. They have tons of guys that are going to be playing at a high Division I level, if not the NBA itself. And so in this environment, Bronny is learning what it's like to play with other very high level players. On defense, he puts his head down. He tries as hard as he can. He is a pest on the defensive end. And then on offense, he uses his superior basketball IQ. He uses his shooting. He uses his athleticism to help his team when they need it. So sure, he has not emerged as a future NBA star, but that's not to say that Bronny doesn't still have the chance to make a good impact in the NBA. And so with that, guys, we have our first truth. As it stands right now, Bronny is not on the path to become a superstar and instead is on the path to become an NBA role player. As for our second truth, well, here's something else that many people do not speak about, and that is the rule, and I say rule in quotes, of being an NBA player's son. Because as it stands right now, according to NBA history, according to everything that has come before us, the rule of the NBA player's son states that if you have an all-time NBA player as a dad, I'm talking the best of the best, guys that are considered top 50 to top 75 players or better, well then you as a son have no chance of being better than your father. You can look it up. Out of all of the players on the NBA's top 75 list, not a single player on that list's son was better than him. Yes, for sure, we've seen guys like Del Curry and Michael Thompson have sons that are much better than them, but they, as dads, weren't all-time players. All-time players like John Stockton, Gary Payton, and Bill Walton, they have sons that might make the league, but certainly are not stars. The closest is Arvydas Sabonis, who is a Hall of Famer and whose son Domantas is a 2-time All-Star, but unfortunately, Arvydas played in the NBA in his 30s and was never named an NBA All-Star himself. And so to me, there has to be something here, because with certain sons, the physical tools have been there. Michael Jordan's sons never sniffed the NBA, but both of them had 40-inch verticals and played Division I basketball. Plenty of sons do inherit some of their father's skills. We've seen that with Bronny. He has incredible athleticism and incredible basketball IQ. But on top of that, those same sons inherit a life of pressure and luxury. And for whatever reason, kids who have role players as dads are able to live in luxury without needing to make the league like their fathers before them, and are still able to grow up better than their fathers, like Steph or Clay or Devin Booker. Which means to me, in this dilemma, you have to throw luxury out because guys like Steph grew up in luxury and were still able to become stars. So that leaves us with the overwhelming pressure of having a star for an NBA father. And it's at this point in time where I do want to say Bronny James is looking special in his own way, because LeBron is not only Bronny's dad, but Bronny's name is literally LeBron James Jr. That means his entire life he's been compared to his dad, and that needs to stop now. As Bronny's junior season goes on, I'm sure he'll have some big games. I'm sure he'll score over 30 some nights, or maybe not. Maybe he'll continue to just put up role player type numbers. But that's the thing. If we were to take LeBron James out of the equation, if Bronny was just another basketball recruit, well then, sure, he wouldn't get the attention that he's getting right now, but he also wouldn't have the pressure to be the absolute best player of all time. And so personally, when I take away the LeBron James comparison, when I see Bronny as just a basketball prospect, I do find that his tenacity on defense, his high basketball IQ, his borderline incredible athleticism as he continues to grow, all of those skills will translate to a very high Division I level and to the NBA level. Again, if Bronny grows something like 5 inches, then sure, he still will have star potential, but if that does not happen, well then I just think we need to throw the LeBron James comparison out and let Bronny continue to do his own thing. Let Bronny continue to pave his own path to the NBA, because what he's been doing with the amount of pressure he's under is nothing short of remarkable. So there we have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day, guys, and cue that music. If you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are definitely going to enjoy. Make sure to click on one of them. Again, I know you're gonna love it. And other than that, have a great day and peace.